YouTube, LazeeLlama here, and here we are in Smite with a new series where I'm going to be doing tutorials on each and every single god for Season 2. It's going to take a while to start getting through them all, but we will get through every single one. I'm going to give you guys builds, I'm going to show you guys kind of how to start off, and I'm going to actually play a bot match, as well as teach you kind of what the abilities do. First god we're going to be doing is Ra, the Sun God. He's a very, very powerful god, very easy to learn, but he's still used in Ranked and the Pro League. So I will see you guys in game with some more info. Alrighty guys, so here we are in game. I'm going to go through over all the abilities and Ra's passive. His passive, every time Ra uses an ability, he gains movement speed. It's only 6% and it can stack up to 3 times, meaning you can use his 1, 2, and his 3 to help gain extra movement speed. His 1 is called Celestial Beam. Basically, it just sends out a big beam of light that does massive amounts of damage. We're not actually going to buy any items here. I'm going to just be showing the abilities, and then we'll come into an actual match. So his 1 shoots out a beam, straight line, can clear the wave, and do a lot of damage. Ra's 2 is the area effect. So basically around him, as you'll see, that's the range. And it blinds the enemy as well as slowing them and doing damage. And I'll show you that. And you see that movement speed buff we got there at the end. His 3 is Solar Blessing. It's a ground target that you can place on the ground, and it hurts enemy gods and heals your team and the minions. And you'll see we got movement speed, and you can kind of do all 3 of them to get a lot of movement speed out of it. You'll see down in the bottom corner down over here that our movement speed went up when we did all that. And Ra's ultimate, Searing Pain. It's a big line of light basically that does massive amounts of damage. It's quite awesome, and you can snipe people from quite far. So again, it's similar to his 1 in the way it works, but it's just one big beam that takes him a second to charge. So it's a little hard getting it lined up, but once you get used to it, it becomes very, very easy. Anyways, I will see you guys back with the item build. Alright guys, so as item build pertains to any god on the game, it is going to change to who you're versing. I mean, if you play a tanky character and everyone on the other team is magical gods, you're going to want only magical defense. But this is going to be a base guideline to kind of give you guys the right track to starting gods. And this recommended under the stand-in build are not bad ideas to start. Normally, I honestly would start with this identical setup, unless you're going to be able to get blue buff. If you're going to be able to get blue buff, I would just go with 2 of those, and that's going to be everything you got. I started with an extra amount of money to kind of go through the build. At this point, once I get all that online, I would try to finish off Chronos Pendant, as you have enough money. I would move into Warlock Sash. It gives him a lot of tankiness and extra mana with some magical power. It is a stack item, so it does take a little while to get going. At this point, you're chancing it with not getting boots early on. It definitely is really good to get boots as fast as possible, but I personally like the risk of skipping the boots and getting the extra damage early on. I personally like the boots of Magi's, but the choose focus is definitely nice because it gives you cooldown. But I would say go with the Magi's shoes. After that, you're gonna want you have a couple choices. Personally, they have a new item in the game called Lotus Crown. It's a great item that gives your team that walks into your heals protections, and I would really highly recommend it. Around the item that we just purchased or the next item, you want to sell this into that item. So we'd sell that to where you get extra gold, because again, you're not going to start with 100,000 gold. And I'm going to do a real match after this and show you, but I probably won't get through the full game to be able to show you everything. So we have, again, we just sold our starter item. So we're going to move into Rado Tatui, which is the mass power item, and I would wrap off with Obsidian Sword. As for actives go, those completely matter on what the enemy team is, but normally Purification Beads works against most teams, and on Ra you have that extra movement speed, so you don't really need Sprint, but I really do enjoy Sprint. Sprint is a great ability that gives you a lot of movement speed. I mean, it's quite a bit, and as well as using your other abilities, I mean, you get massive speed here right off of it. So that's kind of how I would do things with Ra. It's definitely a good base build to start with. You guys can write it down or, you know, just copy it from there, memorize it, whatever works for you. But that is what I would recommend. And I will see you guys in our actual match. Alright, so we just got in game, and I'm going to kind of, once again, go through the actual game and kind of play against the Ra bot. We're probably going to destroy him fairly fast. You're not going to get to see me have the full build. But I'm going to show you kind of the way I level up his abilities during this as well. And hopefully we'll get to about level 15 or so I can kind of fully explain it. I would put 2 points in year 1 and 1 point in year 3 to start. And if you in a joust match, you're most likely not 1v1ing, you're probably with 3 people. You'll normally start at mana, but we're not going to do that. Yes, we could take it Raw alone this low level, but we'd lose too much health where we don't want to. I'm going to just keep these tutorials very basic. I am going to be making another account and going through literally level 1 to 30, recording every match and posting them, as long as they're decent, for you guys to watch. And I'm going to be doing some solo ranked videos as well. So again, use your 1 to go through the waves, and you're going to try to clear the lane. When you hit the enemy god, you're going to see that the minions come after you, and you don't want to take extra damage from the minions. And up there, we can throw that heal down on our minions and his minions, as well as hitting him, to do that extra damage and get the heals off on our minions. Okay, so we didn't take any damage there, and any damage we do take, we can just heal back up. So just do some base damage to the tower, clear the lane, start to retreat. Again, you're not going to have a full clear early on, but as the minions meet up, we can throw the heal right on our front minions to keep our front minions alive. Oh, and I accidentally hit the enemy god, so I'm going to take some damage. So we just leveled up to level 4, and you're going to see down here that we can put our point in our 2 or our 1, or 3 I mean. I like to stay risky here and put the point in the 3 and skip out of my 2, because the 2 I don't personally find that useful early on unless you're versing a god that's really fast and can catch up to you, because the slowness of it is really nice to have. You can also do something like this and kind of just hit the minions as they're walking towards you and try to get it to where when their minions meet up you can hit them. And we're gonna actually go for that kill right there, and we slightly missed. We just got our ult. Feedback's like right there or so. He's out of range of our ult. He came back in it and he backed. So that's Ra's ult. Always level your ult up on Ra when you can. Most gods are like that too, where you want your ult automatically leveled up as much as you can. But not every god you're gonna see works that way. We're gonna actually use our mana potion down there to help us get some more mana. We do have enough. We do have quite a bit of gold, but we want to try to be able to get Chronos Pendant before we back at all. Something you can also do is throw your heals down right on the minions as they're fighting tower, and it'll keep them alive a bit longer. I'm going to try to conserve a bit of mana and just try to clear the waves till I have 1800, because it's going to become really rough without any more mana potions, and I probably didn't need the health potion against the bot. I'm going to let him actually hit me so my minions target him, and I'm going to just throw my 1 up, clear that wave. At this point, you have the choice of either, however your situation's been. You can either put your point into 2, which again on every god almost I'd want to do that. But with Ra, I really like his lane clear, so I'm gonna put a point in the 1, and my next ability that isn't my ult will go into my 2. And we honestly could probably kill Ra right here. We are a little low on mana. I'm gonna quickly try to hit him with that, and then to wind up my ult and hit him while he's doing his focus. So we'll level up our 2, and then we'll start to back, because we do have a lot of gold. We have 2600, which is kind of the limit. You don't really want to go above 2500 without returning to base, unless it's constant team fighting. Like I said, we're going to go into Warlock Sash and risk not having boots. We're going to buy 2 mana potions to get ourselves back out there and keep us in lane a little bit longer, because I do want to finish off Warlock Stacks, which is another 1950. And down here you'll see our gold, and we're only at about 200. I will be playing other games on the channel as well. Oop, so that's his ult. That hurts quite a bit. What I did there is threw my heal on him just to get some extra damage while he was ulting me, so I can try to get off some more damage. And we're gonna actually go in for the kill here. So you see we'll kill the minions there, and we slowed him, so it's really hard for him to get away, and a couple basic attacks will do the trick. As we come into this tower, we're gonna throw this heal right here to keep those front minions and me alive a bit longer. Abilities do not hurt towers, though, so you have to be careful not just waste them. We're going to clear that lane and get our final basic attack in, and we killed that. We're already up to 1,300 gold because we just got the tower, which gives us quite a bit of extra gold. Oh, see right there, I kind of messed up. While Ra is backing and there's no minions going on, we're going to actually go get this buff out here. It's always good, and honestly by level 8 any god can pretty much get a buff. So with Ra, you throw your 1, and then you can just throw your heal on you and just sit here and basic attack it while it sits in your heal and the heal does damage. And again, every time you get your ult, throw a point in it. Ra's ult's very, very powerful. And Ra, everyone starts with, so if you're new to the game or if you don't even have the game yet, you start with Ra. We're going to actually try to get a sneak ult here. Right there, you see we did half his health. Throw the heals behind him. Oh, he got us there. If we had beads, we could have actually gotten... Okay, we killed him. But if we had beads, we could have actually broken out of that. As you saw in the item build when I was suggesting actives, we could have picked up beads to break out of that when he puts us in one of those. At this point, we maxed out our 1, and our 1 is doing 335 damage, plus a percentage of our magical power, so it's very, very powerful at level 10. We'll throw our heal. This is the Phoenix, and the Phoenix does a lot more damage in the tower. So the heal's not going to be as effective, but our 1 literally will clear the lanes pretty much the rest of this game. And at this point, we're at about the 2600 mark, and I was just getting that final push up on that Phoenix, trying to do as much damage as I could. And then we're going to call it quits and back off and go get our Warlock Sash, because this is an item that needs to be stacked, and it actually has 100 stacks before you max it. So there's a lot of stacks to build. You can build stacks by killing minions for 1 stack or killing enemy gods, and you get 5 stacks. So trying to stack on a god that doesn't get kills or minion kills as easy, doesn't have as good lane clear, doesn't work out as well. So we're just throwing that just to kind of do some extra damage, and he's under leveled right now. We're just gonna try to snipe him right here, and we kind of missed there. I kind of misjudged. I thought he would kind of go to the side. And against bots, when it comes to killing bots and comes to killing real players, it's completely different because bots are they don't work like humans. They just go by a computer and obviously don't really try to dodge your abilities. Other players are going to completely try to dodge you every time. But you see this heal kept him alive for a very long time there. I'm going to show you the damage that this does even at level 11. And it hits more each time. So it does really hurt. You do not really want to mess with it. But we are going to try to take it down and try to wrap this game up. Again, I told you guys you wouldn't see very much into this this match because it's going to be a little bit quicker. We're going to pop our 2 just to get some extra damage to the minions. See if we can get that. Throw a 1 just to kind of do some damage to him. Honestly, we could throw that and we can just ult him. We should be able to kill him here. At this point, we again have about 1900, and we only needed 1250 for our boots, so we stayed a little bit long. But I want to push that Phoenix down. So let's get into Lotus Crown here. Then you're really not going to get to see the full build because we are going to beat the bot way before I get enough gold for a full build in a real match. But again, if you watch the watch my other series I'm going to be starting, probably you might even see one a day after this video is uploaded. It's going to be Smurfing to 30. I believe is what we're going to call it, because this is my main account and I'm making a Smurf account to make. I want a second account to level 30. Plus, I want to get the Puppeteer skin, or not Puppeteer. Yeah, the Puppeteer, which is it's a skin for one of the gods that you get by getting 3 accounts to level 15 that you were recommended to get the game. So we're gonna throw the heal and we're just gonna assault this Ra right here, and he's gonna die. We're not even gonna need to ult him. With the way that Season 2 works, you can't sit far back and shoot through walls at this, but Ra does have abilities, and if you're close enough, you can throw your heal right over the wall. It'll heal your minions plus do damage. Yes, you can come over here, but if you hit the enemy god, it'll work just like targets, and it'll come after you. So you want to be careful with that, especially with Ra. You can ult it right there, and the minions actually finish that up. We're just trying to do as much damage here as possible. popping all of our abilities every time they're up. Again, priority next would be to max your healing, and then your 2. So it goes 4, 1, 3, 2 is kind of the order you want to make sure you try to max them at. Even though 4 is the last one you max, that's just kind of when you put the points into them. That's how Raw works. If you guys have any questions, by all means, leave them in the comments below. Message me, anything like that, and I can kind of answer any questions for you. But that's how Raw works. Very powerful god, and you start with him. He, once again, is used in ranked matches as well as the Smite Pro League. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it helped some of you guys who are new to the game or just learning Raw and really want some tips on it. But anyways, guys, I will see you next time and talk to you later. Peace.